before, I thought that it was Mom trying to contact me. But it's not. It's something else.
Well, I saw the first two Insidious films, and I don't know, they're so cool. I love how creepy they are without being, like, gory and bloody. They're just genuinely creepy. And when things pop out at you, like the hair on arm raises, and they really freak me out. And I love scary, creepy things, and I'm so fascinated in paranormal situations. So, and it was just a really cool script, and I loved Quinn and the story behind it, too.
I don't want to die, Elise.
Their mother, my wife, has passed away previous to the start of this story, so it's a broken family that's trying to get by day to day. And that part feels really real in a way that it would if I were making a family drama. So on top of that is the fun stuff where the daughter makes failed attempts to reach across into the further in hopes of communicating with her dead mother.
I'm calling out and trying to make contact with Lily Brenner.
Insidious Chapter 3 is actually a prequel. I guess the title Chapter 3 would give evidence that it's a continuation, but it's actually not. It's a journey back in time. It's set a few years before the first film. And that was just a really interesting idea to me to explore that time. As anyone who's seen the first two films knows, the character of Elise, played by Lynn Shay, is dead. She's been killed. And I loved that character so much and really wanted to explore her background more. And I knew that I couldn't really do that with her as a ghost. And so I felt like the best way to dive into her character was to go back in time and see what she was like before the film. And the more I was writing the script, the more interesting that idea became.
Lily, are you out there?
This story is an origin story, they're calling it, and a prequel. I think it takes place 8 years previous to the first one. At least I could play myself. And it fills in the gaps of who she was. And it's also how she meets Specs and Tucker. That's a great part of the story as well, that Lee has written a brilliant script, I think. He's totally, I think, surpassed even the first two.
I think it does what a good sequel should do, which is it's not so different that it doesn't feel like it's a standalone movie. It makes sense as a third installment of the Insidious franchise, but at the same time, it's different enough that it feels like there's new characters, and it's a prequel this time, so we bring Lynn back and then we introduce you to new people. So hopefully it has a little of both, a little of the old and a little of the new.
He jumped.
So much of what set the Insidious movies apart from other horror films is it's very atmosphere-centric. It's all about creating the right tone, the right creepiness of it, and having this world that we've created, the further it hang over our real world. It really lets us the ability to try things that a more reality-based horror might not be able to try. So we could do things that are a bit more surreal. It's like a nightmare, but unlike the Nightmare on Elm Street movies, you don't have to be asleep to be experiencing the demonic entity that are encroaching into your world.
Take my advice and do not try to contact your mother on your own anymore. You have to be very careful. If you call out to one of the dead, all of them can hear you.
EP's movie coverage is brought to you by Nintendo. Check out Xenoblade Chronicles 3D for the new 3DS.